Hello and welcome to Tutoring Success, ladies and gents. Today we'll go over some of the challenging exponential questions. Before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Isaac and I am a civil engineer by trade and a part-time tutor by passion. If you are a returning subscriber, don't forget to comment this time around and give Uncle King Jeff a like. If this is your first time around here, just subscribe. So let's get it. So in this video, guys, we are going to be focusing on simplify. Either they are going to say simplify without the use of a calculator, or they will simply say simplify. It doesn't matter. The very same procedure you are going to use. So let's say you are given this question and then they are telling you to simplify it. Let's say for argument's sake they said without the use of a calculator. So the first question that you need to ask yourself is that how can I make all of these bases or the numbers, how can I make them to be the same base or two bases that of the same number? So in this case, we know that we can write 4 as 2 to the power of 2, right? And then that 4 was raised to the power or raised to the exponent of n plus 1 multiplied by. So 8, we can write 8 as 2 to the power of 3. And then that 8 was raised to the exponent of 2n. And then all of this thing is going to be divided by that 16 to the power of or to the exponent of 2n minus 1. So on your next or on our denominator, the very same thing we're going to ask ourselves, how can we express 16 as an exponential number? So we can express 16 as 4 to the power of 2, but in that case we are going to be having two different bases, which is 2 and 4. So how about we raise it, we take 2 to the power of 4. So 2 to the power of 4 is another way of expressing 16. So it's 16 raised to the exponent of 2n minus 1. So after this, we are going to simplify our exponents, guys. How? We are going to take this 2 at the exponent, we multiply it with our n. Then we take this 2 again, we multiply it by 1. That's what we are going to do basically in this step. So in that case, we are going to say 2, which is our base, raised to the exponent of 2n. It's 2n plus 1 multiplied by 2. Again, in this case, we are going to do the same thing. So it's 3 multiplied by 2n. So 3 multiplied by 2n is 6n divided by 2 to the power of, we are going to say 4 multiplied by 2n, which is going to be 8n. 4 multiplied by negative 1 is going to be negative 4. And then on our next step, we are going to apply our first rule of exponents, which states that when you multiply the same base, you are going to add the exponents. So in this case, we are going to have 2n plus 1 plus 6n. So we know that we are going to add only the like terms, right? So 6n plus 2n is going to be 8n. So we are going to be having 2 to the power of 8n plus, I did a mistake here, guys. It's plus 2 actually. I made a mistake. So here 2 multiplied by 1 is going to be 2. I'm sorry about that, guys. So okay, no problem. So on our denominator, there's nothing that we are going to change or going to add and stuff. So on our second rule of exponents, it states that when you divide two same bases, you are going to minus the other one. So meaning that in this case we are given it's 2 to the power 8n plus 2. This is our numerator, right? And then when we take our denominator to the numerator, we are going to say minus. We open the bracket, we have 8n minus 4, right? So in that case, we are going to be having 2 to the power of 8n plus 2. Negative multiplied by 8n is going to be minus 8n. Negative multiplied by negative 4 is going to be positive 4. So 8 minus by 8n is going to be 0, right? So our final answer is going to be 2 to the power of, since 8n minus 8n is going to be 0, so we are only left with the numbers. So 4 plus 2 is going to be 6. And then our final answer is 2 to the power of 6. So if there's something that you don't understand in this question, guys, or something that I didn't explain clearly, you can write your question on the comment section below and I will make sure to get back to you. So let's say we are given this expression, the very same question. They are saying simplify without the use of a calculator. So in this question, I would advise you to first separate the powers. What do I mean? In this case, we have 5, right? Since we have 2 to the power, or 2 raised to the exponent of x plus 1, this means that we have two bases which are the same. So what I'm trying to explain is that we have 2 to the power of x multiplied by 2 to the power of 1, right? Minus by 2 to the power of x divided by 2 to the power of x multiplied by 2 to the power of negative 1. So in this question, guys, since we are given a negative here in the middle, or if they were to give us a positive, we are going to use the same procedure. So in this case, on our first question, we were given a multiply. So there was no need for us to look for a common factor. But since we are given a sign here, which is positive or negative, we know that we must look for a common factor. So our next question is that, do we have a common factor here? Yes, we do have a common factor, which is 2 to the power of x and 2 raised to the exponent of x, right? So we are going to take this as our common factor, 2 raised to the exponent of x, and then we are going to be left with 5 multiplied by 2, negative 1, divided by 2 to the power of x multiplied by 2 raised to the exponent of 1, So in this case, we are going to come back, and this 2 raised to the power of x is going to cancel this 2 to the power of x. And then we are going to be left with 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, minus by 1 it's 9. So on our denominator, we have 2 raised to the exponent of negative 1. And then when we take that 2 raised to the exponent of negative 1, it's going to be positive, right? So we are actually left with 9 multiplied by 2. And 9 multiplied by 2 is equals to 18. Again, guys, if there's anything that you don't understand, drop it on our comment section below. And if you made it to this point in this video, you should be already a subscriber, guys. However, I appreciate your patience, and please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Peace, guys.